Pittsburgh's Carnegie museums are part of a rite of passage in our region. What school child hasn't taken a field trip to see the dinosaurs at the Museum of Natural History or experienced the thrill of discovery at the Carnegie Science Center? From the beginning, the museums were never just about science, though. They were also about art, as Andrew Carnegie pioneered the idea of left brain, right brain thinking long before anybody had come up with the biology behind the idea. Well, a century later, the Carnegie Museums remain among our region's most visited destinations and important educational resources. And now there's a new president and CEO at the helm. Joe Allen Parker signed on last year to run the organization, capping a career in higher education. And welcome to Pittsburgh.
Thank you. Delighted to be here.
Yeah, I've got, you spent most of your career in higher ed in the university settings, a professor, all the rest of that. What really attracted you to having this role with the museums?
It was a funny thing. I was at a brunch last weekend, and one of my fellow guests asked me whether I came from the natural history side or the art side. And I said, neither. I come from education, and everything I've done in my career has been about education in an academic setting, in a non-academic setting. So for me, the chance to come to a great public education institution like the Carnegie, where people are engaging in explorations of the things they care about through the arts and the sciences, people of all ages. As an educator, it just makes your heart sing to be part of that.
I guess when you think about it, it has a lot in common with a research university, right? You have education going on, you also have real basic scientific research happening all under one roof, or multiple roofs in your case.
Absolutely. It's the same mission. It's the preservation and interpretation and transmission of our intellectual heritage. In higher education, we do that through courses and majors and certificates. In the museum world, we do that for anybody who walks in the door. And it's a very exciting thing to be part of. So it was really my heartstrings as an educator. Well,
and the museum's, of course, been around for more than a century, growing, adding facilities like the Science Center and the Warhol over those years. You see a lot of opportunity to take it to a new level here in Pittsburgh?
Oh, I see huge opportunity. I see opportunity by focusing on the education of the public around issues that they care about, even when those issues cross the boundaries between disciplines or between museums. So I think if we focus on the way the arts and the sciences collectively address the things that we all as human beings care about, and the things that we care about as citizens of Pittsburgh and citizens of the region, I think there's tremendous opportunity for programmatic development.
You think about old Andrew Carnegie, it really was kind of an innovative idea a century ago to put the Art Museum and the Museum of Natural History under the same roof.
Brilliant idea. Brilliant idea. And the truth is that as humans, we want to think about things from well-rounded perspectives. I watch families come into the museum in Oakland, and they very rarely go into one section or another section and stay there. They go look at the dinosaurs, and then a painting catches their eye, and then the kids have been very patient in contemporary art, so they get to go look at Polar World. So you see that people move around the Oakland facility. You see that our members visit the Oakland facility, but they also take their children and grandchildren to the Science Center. They go over to the Warhol. People don't think in those boxes that old-fashioned museums represent.
Yeah, it's interesting that they travel from venue to venue. Yeah, obviously there's an advantage when it's all under one roof in Oakland. Is there more that could be done, you think, to connect the Warhol and the Science Center into this natural relationship?
Absolutely. Absolutely, I think there is. We talk about ourselves as a family of siblings, and the way the siblings can support and benefit each other through greater connections programmatically, sharing resources. You take an issue, for example, like color. You can study color in the Science Center context, the perception of color, the wavelengths that create color. You can look at how artists like Andy Warhol or painters in the Art Museum used color. You can talk about why butterflies are the color that they are in the natural history context. So there are phenomena that are spoken to by the activities of all of our museums. And I think we can draw many closer connections by focusing on those.
So a lot of potential, a lot of vision. When we come back, I want to ask you a little bit about what could get in the way of all of that, some of the issues that are going to have to be addressed or thought about to be able to achieve the museum's full potential. So we'll be back in a moment or two with Joe Allen Parker from the Carnegie Museum. Stay with us.